guys. I'm gonna do. Hey guys, it's me, Waldo. I'm live. Hopefully, we have some people jumping on soon. Come on, somebody say hi. Hello, hello, guys. How is everyone doing tonight? Oh, I did have one live person. Now they're already hopped off. Hopefully, we have a few more. If not, we know how it goes. I'll just talk to myself like normal. We do have a few topics might go over. Got a few videos I'm going to be covering soon too this week. So, how is everyone doing? Hopefully, everyone's having a good night, good evening, good holiday weekend. And they don't get spammed like I just did. I just got a spam message. Hopefully everyone's having a good night. I see I've got one person on. Let me know how it's going, and we'll. There they go. They're already off. Hopefully everyone has good. Everything goes good. If there's any questions anyone has, let me know. We'll try to answer them. Um, Hey Jimmy, how's it going? Some guy's having some difficulty apparently. So how's your evening going, Jimmy? Falling back. There we go. I need to just reposition the camera so I can lay back. But hopefully your weekend is going good. We redid some. Mine's going great. Also redid some where I would do the gummy bears. I created some new thank yous. So we've got some new thank yous for everyone. Where's everyone at? I don't know. I did like a quick donut challenge earlier. And I think I had like 4 or 5 people on that one. They said they were, I told them I had to get back here and they said they would hop on. And then I kept seeing one hop on here on the, where it shows me how many's on here. And then it kept hopping off. So I don't know. I know Rye's doing a live DJ, but that's not till 10 o'clock his time. So that would be maybe 12 my time because there's 2 hours difference between me and Rye. So I don't know though if he's gonna go set up or not, or if he's. I know he had to run some shirts, so I really don't know where everyone's at. I know I had the ones that were on earlier said they were gonna hop back on, so hopefully. It's the magic of YouTube, though. I mean, sometimes you'll have loads of followers, other times you ain't got nothing. So hopefully I can get that count base built up or more people watching. Sometimes it's better, and not much you can really do, though, with it. It just kind of... I think I'm getting more views on my Instagram video than I am on than anything else. So what's up, Dragon? How's it going? Hello, Dragon. What you been working on? Yeah, I thought even on the bad thing, I thought I would have even had more people with the time that I did the donut challenge. I figured people had already been around or whatever. But I guess since it's a holiday weekend, people's out having fun. And I've been busy doing a lot of things. And then like tomorrow, like I said during the other live, the horse track that's near me is opening up. They only open up for 1 week. They run on grass here. So I usually go over there and watch that. It's cool watching horses run. So I will probably go there tomorrow. Yeah, the crazy thing, Jimmy, I think I only got like 15 followers on my Instagram because it's just my personal one, and I don't ever post anything on it. I just post. Well, I post things, but it's just like photos when I'm driving. So it's all scenery stuff like woods and like just random stuff like that. And then so I did a donut challenge. I don't know how to use Instagram too well. And so literally I found the thing where I could do the reels and then so I set it at the longest time, which was a 1 minute reel. So of course I did the I did the donut challenge in less than a minute, but it wasn't my quickest time either. But I'm getting a lot of people like, you didn't even taste the donut that quick because it was done because you could see the time. I had it done in about 30 seconds. And like I said, I was in a rush. So, but yeah, it was pretty funny. Not my best donut challenge, but it was a donut challenge. We're getting closer. I think I need like 14 more subscribers to hit the 2,000. So once we hit the 2,000, we'll be doing a giveaway. I'm not sure what to give away. That's like I had someone message me today, and they were even telling me about like the Epson ET15000s. They were trying to get one, and they said you used to be able to reserve one on Staples, like I've done before all the time. And they said they stopped letting you reserve them. They said someone told them their Epson's discontinuing them. So I don't know if that's true. I don't think it is because that printer just came out. But I guess we'll see. I'm going to check Tuesday and see what's going on with that because I thought it was kind of. I know they're hard to get a hold of, but I never heard of that. I do know I've got, like when I do my page, I do know on the link down below, I know on my Amazon thing, they do have some people have them in there. The price is always varying though. But yeah, it was like I did the donut challenge in the car and then I got back and did it. I did the donut challenge after. Yeah, it's blowing up on the donut challenge thing. Yeah, I don't think, like, my personal thought, Jimmy, is like that person seemed fairly new because they were asking me where I was able to get so many, and it's like I never had an issue getting them. Like even when I got the one for Rye, I think I waited a week, less than a week, something like that. I mean, you do have to wait for someone, but like that printer, like I said, just came out. And I've never known Epson to drop a printer that quick. Like I said, unless there was something wrong with them or something, but normally they don't do that. And then they don't have anything to replace on that 13-inch yet. So I don't really think they're dropping. I think what happened is like the Staples thing, since it might have been back order to begin with, they're not letting them place the order to reserve a spot. But like I said, I haven't had an issue. But like I said, I could be wrong, but like I've always just went to the website and ordered went straight to Epson, and then they just got a drop down link, and I went through there. Yeah, because Dell's got them right now in stock. And right now, though, they are only showing them. Let me see. Let me. Yeah, this is Office Max, so they don't let me reserve it. But yeah, they're only. But see the thing too, even like where the person was right, they're not showing Staples on here. But it's not discontinued on their website, so I am pretty confident. I'm pretty confident that they still got that printer. I think it's just you and me tonight, Jimmy, looking at the content thing. We just need to save some money. So you plan on getting one of them, Jimmy, or? They're great printers for the sublimation, for especially starting out. Like I said, it's a pricey printer, but it's not, considering any 13-inch printer that's out right now that can run sublimation is going to be way higher. And then the other crazy thing too, Epson does got the F170, which is an 8.5 by 11 sublimation printer, and that thing's like $399, so it's $400. So for $100 more, what's up, JBM? How's it going? Hey, JBM, like I was saying a minute ago, you're gonna have to check my Instagram. It's I did a donut challenge, which I was driving earlier and did one, but I actually posted my one on Instagram. And like I was joking with Jimmy, I got more likes and views on my donut than I think I got people on here tonight. So I think it was kind of funny, but no, no one really missed much. Like what I did is, I was running late. I went up to eat, and then I did some shopping. So then I recorded that just on the way home because the hot and ready sign was on, so I couldn't pass it up. And like it just kept calling me. It's like a beacon. So I went and got that, and then did that challenge on the drive home. Hey, Patty, how's it going? And then had that, told people I'd be back on live, and then finally got back here to sit down. So I didn't get notified for the live. I thought I see if you were okay after the donut challenge. Yep, I made it. You know what's crazy, Patty, is I did another one when I got home after all that, and I posted it on the Instagram. And like I was telling JBM and Jimmy, that one's got it's got more views and things on that than my live does right now. So it's kind of crazy. But I did survive. I made it. But yeah, it was kind of funny, I thought. Yeah, Krispy Kreme hasn't killed me yet, but maybe they should sponsor me. Krispy Kreme, holler. Waldo2413 at gmail.com. I got a 1430 and 1400, and they're not good if you don't use them often. Yeah, that's the thing, Dragon. Like, even the ET15000 can be bad if you don't use it. But I will say this. Like, my 1430 that I had, literally, like, I let it sit a month and that thing got destroyed. I couldn't use it at all. I tried head cleaning it. Did get it to work, and then it clogged up again the next month, and then it was destroyed. It had like the ring of death on it. It destroyed it because the print had actually, it soaked some of the fluids in it and ended up frying it. But long story short, that one didn't last long. This ET15000, I got them once they came out. So that's 2 years ago. And that thing, I don't use it much. I just do it for the videos. And that thing is still, like, I got to do head clean every time I use it. But like the last time I used it, it sat for 3 months, I think, during that video. And then literally did the head cleaning, shot it out, and it came out printing like a champ. So, yeah, the Eco tanks are pretty impressive. I mean, like I said, I don't use it enough. So, I mean, if it did go down and get destroyed on that, I wouldn't blame Epson. It would be my fault for not even using that. I do got it plugged in, so hopefully it is doing like the head cycle, head cleans. But I don't really know for sure if it is. I mean, because you can't see the wasting tank on it. But it's literally a head cleaning. It's good to go, and it works great. I do got a bunch of videos coming up that I'll be using it for. We've been testing the heat, the cup heat press for the mug press that we're going to start carrying and selling. So we've been using it on that. So it's been doing good. Like I said, I usually use my bigger press. I just got that out just for the videos. But yeah, it's been going good. So do you like the Expo JBM? Leonardo, what's up? I'm full. I've had I think I ate one donut in the first donut challenge. I did the Instagram donut challenge, and I think I ate 1 or 2 more in between there. So, like, I'm full. Steak, donuts, and pizza. Yeah, like, yeah, I don't think there's a hot and ready that can hold me back. But no. The bad thing was that one that I did on Instagram. Literally, like, I didn't have any fluids with me, and I already did the other one, and then I stopped at my niece's and dropped some stuff off to her. So that last one was pretty rough. The bad thing was, like I said earlier, I don't know how to use Instagram that well, like the reels and all that stuff. So it took me forever to figure out the timer. And then when I seen that, I'm like, I only got a minute to eat a donut, which I got it down in 30 seconds. But it was like trying to say the stuff in between, beginning and after and all that. So yeah, I did get it down. It did go good, but it was pretty rough. Raw donut king. Yeah, I mean it's fun to do them. I do have, like, since I post on the Instagram, I do have some other people that have done them on there for me. So hopefully they'll be able to link them on there, and maybe I can get them to post a YouTube video. They don't do YouTube; they only do Instagram and whatever that other one is. I don't do all of them, but it's the other one, like that 30-second clips and all that stuff. But they did them on there, so hopefully I can get them to send me the video so we can upload them on here. The expo was okay. I liked it mainly because the companies I was interested in was, however, it was small and could get through everything in about an hour or two. I enjoyed meeting other influencers for the first time. That's pretty cool. I watched your video. Like I said, I mean, I will say this. There's nothing wrong with the Anatol press. It's a good press. My only thing, like I said, is I've always had issues with them, and it's not right away. It's usually, it seems like when the warranty hits that run out time. And then the only other issue that I really had is that their components aren't like off the shelf components. They like outsource some weird stuff. So like when Rye, for instance, was doing that fuse thing, he had to run everywhere because I was on the phone with him. We were talking, and it wasn't like some of the stock stuff that you could just go down to like a basic store and pick up. And so like I said, it's not bad. Like hands or if I order another press, nothing against Anatol, but it wouldn't be that. My only reasoning with them is just the service I've had with the Anatol I do have. Running though, man, it runs when it runs and it's working, man, it's a good press. Does good, holds decent registration, especially for how old it is now. But and then like the Volt, which that's the one that they have at the show, the fully electronic one. I like that. I like the Ride that's fully electronic. I'm not like mine's got electronic. Mine's got electronic in and out. It's got air up and down on the table, and then my choppers are air driven. But so like it's got a lot of it, the electronic, the parts that you want. I don't know if I would go like I like the ideas of all electronic. There's a lot of nice things about it. Just you don't need an air compressor. You don't have to worry about all that stuff. The only downside though is when some of them components go, electric components, especially the stuff they're running on them, are pretty pricey. So it can add up pretty quick. He threw me off by saying he thought the press was, and it was only had a 2-year warranty. Yeah, it threw me off. It was tough, and the press only has a 2-year warranty. Yeah, and that's my problem, JBM. The only problem that I ran into, my one press, my Anatol that I do have, literally after about 10 years old, when I started having major issues with it, I called to get parts for it, and they didn't have parts. They're the ones that manufactured it. And literally their sales department was like, hey, just buy a new one. They're like, presses get old, you buy a new one. And I'm like, man, I've drove cars that are, well, I got a 73 Mach 1. I mean, I was like, things usually go past 10 years. I said, and the press that I had, it was an 810. New, it was 70, 80,000 with all the stuff on it. So I was like, something that expensive should last more than 10 years. I mean, I understand parts are going to go, like air hoses and all, air fittings. It's disposable goods. They're products that will go out over time. I understand that. But the problem is like they didn't have products to replace their product. And so like it was literally like trying to find something. And then the main drive board went out, and they didn't have a board to flash. They have to send it back overseas. That like their program part is not here in the US, even though Anatol's here in the US. Their software was overseas. And I think it was like OBT, I think it is. They're in California. They can flash them here. So literally I called them guys. They got me up and running. Anatol, literally, they only kept saying, hey, switch over. They're like, hey, you're using air on some of it. They're like, servos are better, which is true, but it's one of the things, like some of the things are wrong, where they're like, hey, it's more accurate. Servos, like on CNC, like a servo is more accurate than a stepper. But there's a thing too. You can still, I mean, there's micro steps and all that. There are ways to make things just as accurate. Like where I used to play paintball, there was like electronic guns that were using other things, but most of our paintball guns were air driven, pneumatics. And the paintball is like, I know you've done you're in the military, but like the consistency of a paintball, as you know, is not consistent. Like the weights, the grams and all that. And when we play tournaments, 300 feet per second or less, if you go above it, you're busted on the chronograph. Regulators and everything that we use on our guns, and we were firing 13 to 16 balls a second, depending what time we were playing, how far back I went and all that. But literally over a chronograph, we'd be plus or minus 5 on as long as we were shooting decent paint. And the worst I would see is maybe 10. But like it would always be under 300 feet. It might be like 380, 390, something like that. But I would still be, I mean, it would be close enough with plus or minus 10 on the chronograph. And so You can, there are, and what it was, we had stuff in there like it adjusts the acceleration rate of the RAM. You had a magnet on there, so you acceleration to determine how much air and all that you needed. There's ways to control that. The thing too is where they were like, oh, it's going to be more accurate. You've got platens that are literally just cam locked down. So they're not, you're going to have, like, if you literally took measurements on all this stuff, you're going to be 10 thousandths off on like parts left and right on these things. So the accuracy only comes down to the head stroke, how it sets on that platen, because that one platen could be 2 inches up, let's say, and it's still going to sit where it's going to sit. So it's going to put that print logo wherever it's going to put it on that platen as long as you move it there. But like as far as the accuracy goes, it's how good the repeatability is. And like for instance on mine, it had the air drive, but it also, and like, so it drops the carousel, it kicks it over, and then it picks it back up and it drops into a pin registration. And so here's the thing, even on the electric one, it's still doing the same thing. It's rotating that head. You're going into an indexing V block. Well, the problem is if there's wear on them components, that's where your registration is. It's not in the electric components. Now you will get a more consistent drag, but here's the thing too, with the air, it's simple to adjust. I mean, you just put mufflers on them, or you put regulators on them, so you can adjust that force. So it's going to be equal force with the air compared to the electronic. But like the stuff he was trying to say, like some of it was just sales gimmicks. And like, so I'd ask him, like, hey, what about this? I was like, because this part's going to be off. And like, he was just like, well, our new ones are better. But he didn't have an answer why. He just was literally, his only thing was to get me to buy the new Anatol instead of fixing the old one. And then, like I said, finally, like he was like, well, let me see what we can do. He's like, but cost-wise, you're better just get a new one. And it wasn't. It cost me, like, he wouldn't even give me pricing because he's like, it's probably going to be a lot. We'll have to get numbers and get back to you. He never did. The OTB, I think it is, like I said, it cost me a grand total to get it fixed when it finally messed up really bad. So, like I said, and that they do repairs on all presses. And so you name big enough on there. Yeah, I need a little bit bigger, Mike. I'm making it the same size as me. You know how that goes. No, I threw that on there by like the other day, Mike, and it just kind of, I never dropped it off when I went up again live today. Hey, Raquel, how's it going? But yeah, JBM, I mean, like they're good and they'll hold up. But I mean, and a lot of people, you will get that 2 years before you start having problems, hopefully. But like even like, for instance, Rise Dryer is not even 2 years old. They got it right around Christmas or right after Christmas last year, if you remember. It was only a fuse. A fuse was like a few bucks, but it went out within a year already. And that's my thing. And then, like I said, it wasn't a basic fuse that you could just go pick up. I mean, that's my only complaint with them is, like I said. And then like the other thing too, like, which now he's having them send out other parts. So he'll have them on hand, which is good. But the problem is like not everyone wants to go buy extra parts and put them on a shelf and let them sit there. They want to know if something breaks, they can go down to Home Depot or whatever and grab a part off the shelf, or electric surplus store that handles like ACs and all that stuff, air conditioning units, and get you that part. Because a lot of these parts are like heating elements, coil things. It's simple stuff that you should be able to pick up off the shelf. So like I said, I think that's the big issue with a lot of them. That's kind of my thing. Like I said, I don't got nothing against them. Like I said, I paid for my Anatol. So I'm waiting on Rise 1 year review. I think he said he will, or it came out in October. Yeah, it might have been in October. JBM, I couldn't remember. I know some of them got it after Christmas out of that whole group where they got special deals on them. And Rye is pretty good at giving it. Like I said, Rye did bring up during the live today, he did bring up about the fuse. So like I said, he's fairly honest on the stuff. No, Mike, not getting the volt. But yeah, but like I said, that was my thing too, though, is, and I mean, it's a dryer. I mean, parts can go. I just would hope, like, I mean, I don't know. I guess you could look at Sin too. I mean, her belt snapped before she even got it running. That was operator error there. But it's one of the things, like I said, I'm just not sold. Like the Volt too, Mike. I mean, I love the full electric idea. Ryonet has a fully electric one. There are pluses to the fully electric stuff, especially some of these other ones. I think like the that smaller Ryonet is like 220, so you don't. It might even be a 110. I think there's supposed to have been someone that dropped out a 110 one, but well, I've got their 810, Mike. I'm trying to think of the name of it. My Anatol was when they were using a more burgundy color, and then their yellow was a deeper yellow than it is, or they don't even use yellow right now. But mine, they had like a almost this color yellow on it, and it is a burgundy in color. But like I said, I mean, it's some parts work good, other parts didn't. The other thing too is like my friend's shop. He literally bought a brand new one when he opened up, and literally it seemed like a year and a half. A lot of little parts went that they didn't even have in stock, and so like literally I had to help him get some of it fixed because he needed to stay up and running. The parts that they did, it was going to take like a week or two to get it to him. And if that's your only press in a print shop, and you're trying to stay up and running, you can be in big trouble. That's why too, I always tell people, like, keep your manual. At least it can get you going on something. I mean, you can still knock out one or two shirts if you need to. You can do 100, 200 a day if you had to. I mean, you can still get it running, get it going. Titan M starts at like 22, I think. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, there's some like that aren't like too bad. I mean, it's just I'm not, well, for right now I'm not looking to buy a new auto. If I do though, I've never owned a Rock. I've just seen them and seen some shops around here with them. Never spent like a lot of time with them. I have seen some people that had some issues with them, but they're literally, it was with their registration set that they sell. And it's that guy up in Canada, not Lee, but it's another guy. And it was only on the registration jig. So that being said, not everyone even uses that stuff. Like not everyone uses the Sherlock setup. So I'm not worried about that per se. I do like where the heads move up instead of the whole press. There are some things that I have two friends running the Auto Rocks. Like I said, so far though, everything I've seen, everyone that I know has the Rocks like them. To me, it's kind of, I know they've been out a few years, but I haven't seen enough reviews. Like my thing is, it's not like M&R that's been around forever. So it's not like you've got a person that can give you like a 10-year review on them. At best, I think maybe 5 years. They might not even been out in 5 years in the public. I can't remember when they came out, but that's my only dilemma, to see how the parts hold up and how the service holds up. Ryanet's a great company. So yeah, maybe it, or the Rock runs with it, but maybe it will do good. How about M&R? Pinpoint Graphics. I love M&R. My other M&R, it's great. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Like I said, that would be probably the other one. Like I said, I've never gone a full electronic or electric, I guess you want to call it, like the choppers and everything. My choppers right now on my Anatol are air driven. The M&R is all air drive. The thing I like about M&R, literally you can call their shop and you can, like a good example, I helped Vega refix his setup, and literally we could still call them, and like his one press was like 10, 20 years old. We can call them and still get parts for that press that they have on a shelf and ready to go. The other thing too, with it being like basic air stuff like SMCs or Clipper and all that stuff, their Mac valves, literally them are all parts you can go to like an air hydro power store, which we have here, like a hydraulic or a pneumatic store, and you're good to go, man. That stuff is sitting there on the shelf, and you don't even got to you can get it cheaper that way than buying it direct from M&R. And the parts, I mean, air cylinders are cheap compared to electric motors. That's the only drawback I have with the electric. If you do fry one, it's a lot of money on, especially on the servo motors compared to like step motor. So, hey, what's up, Mike? How's it going? I have a Ryan Ryo Cure Jr. conveyor dryer. Got back no problems since. M&RE. Same, have their 8. Can you come to Kentucky and make a video? Can you speak our language, Juan? Our southern language? Depends on what you... I mean, I don't mind people seeing inside the shop. It's just the other side. We've got stuff for the other business I run that can't be filmed. That's why I don't film in there, is because, like, even on the unboxing where I have my other machine, we have a wall on the one side where we bring stuff in and out. But it's just a thing that we deal with other companies' stuff that aren't screen printed related. And it's a kind of a agreement that we won't share their stuff, but I can make Leonardo, I can make a video. But like I said, I mean, I don't mind. It's just I don't want the other stuff being seen. Just because we work with other stuff and we've got agreements with them that can't be seen. Stuff that we design for them. But yeah, like I said, it's a thing that I do think M&R is great. Like I said, my Anatol, like I said, it's not bad. I mean, for the money though, I wish I would have went with something else. Like I said, it's just a personal choice between them. But like I said, and then the other thing too, like my one Anatol, it's got metric on it. Give you a day, you'll make a video screen printing with Waldo. All right. Well, the thing is, though, you got to load and unload because I don't like loading and unloading. That's why we have helpers in the shop to do that stuff. But like I said, it's kind of, it's one of the things, like I said, that it's, you've got to kind of do the research on some of these companies because, like I said, Anatol, like I said, hands down, they're not too bad. But like I said, some of these parts, look into that. And then like the other thing too, look online and see people have issues. And then the other thing too, look at presses that people are reselling. Look and see what they sell for, resale value. Because at the end of the day too, is like, if you're going to buy a press, you want to see what people think about it. If you see a lot of them in the market and they're newer ones, you want to wonder why they're there. Like I said, M&Rs, like you can find M&Rs online that are 10, 20 years old, and people, I mean, they're still bringing a few grand. And like I said, that's one of the other nice things too, is you can go with something like that, get a used one, kind of like Matt did and Mikey Designs, where he went with the Javelin. And literally he swapped every air cylinder out on that thing. Hey, what's up, C Block? How's it going? And so, like I said, if you don't mind putting the effort in, that's a nice other thing for pneumatics compared to electrical stuff. Pneumatics, you buy a new ram, so you're getting all new shafts. Your gaskets are all tolerance correct. So like instead of you having a leaky ram or air leaking by, it's a lot easier to replace that part than, like, for instance, if you destroyed a motor. Because the other thing too, even on the electronics ones, you're still running on linear rails. So over time, that rail is going to show wear. You're running on rails on the pneumatics too, but like I said, pneumatic components are a lot cheaper to change than other parts. I don't know, Juan. I got to sit down and see when I'm open. I was supposed to go out of town this weekend, but switched schedules with someone else, so I got stuck here. But I'll find a date, Juan, and get you out here. What's up, Magical? You been doing much trading, C Block? The market's been kind of jumping up and down, but I'm up, I think on my Robinhood, I'm up close to 7,300 or something like that now. Yeah, I'll look at the schedule, Juan, and see when I have some time. You got any good stock, C Block? And did you buy into Robinhood on their IPO when they open? I've been working, C Block says. I've been watching, but no, yeah, like I said, it's especially since all the stuff's been going on in the news, the market's been up and down a bunch. So like I said, it's kind of. Eddie Jr. says, "What's good, y'all?" Not much, Eddie. Just got in from eating and doing donut challenges. And C Block says, "I have a question about watch hours." Yeah, go ahead, C Block. What's your question? Leonardo says, "An air compressor on my M&R. How is it? The air consumption on an M&R." Well, the other thing, Eddie, you're one-on-one. Or sorry, I've got three different things. So what's new, Waldo? Still can't go live on my phone. Mike says, "Yummy donuts, all yum." Okay. What's up with your question on the watch hour? And I'll get to that one, and then I'll read the other. The air consumption on an M&R. I'm running I think it's an 80-gallon tank. It's the one that's about my shoulder height. It's a Quincy. But I'm also running a chiller because you've got to have a chiller on the air. If not, you're going to get moisture in the lines and you're going to destroy a lot of stuff. So I'm running that. Yeah, we'll eventually do it, Juan. No, okay. What's the best way to get them done? So the best way uh, that I think to get the watch hour C Block, like for instance, on your videos, for instance, if you do it like on your general videos, the longer videos, it's going to help. I mean, because if you do like let's say a 1 minute video where it goes into, because Mike the Entrepreneur, he'll tell you about that, like them little super videos that they're letting you do now, the 1 minute or less videos, they don't really count towards your hours. So like if you do like a 20-minute video compared to a 15-minute video, that's going to get more watch hours on there. You hope it will. You hope they watch the whole time. The other thing you can do too, though, C Block, is they will let you do a live, but it's got to be from the computer. It won't let you do it from a cell phone, if you don't have the watch hours. It's got to be a direct from your main computer system, I guess. I don't know how it tells, but there's a thing where it won't let you. So you've got to do it that way. But see, the thing with lives, even though, like, for instance, like right now it's showing I got 5 on here. When I hop on there, your views are going to be a lot more than 5 watchers. Now people could hopped on and hopped off, but like I'm willing to bet by the time I finish tonight, like I don't see it spiking over, let's say 20. I'm on 20 people on here at a time. So what I will see though, when I probably hop off here, I will probably see between 40 to 70 views. So whatever they're doing, it's kind of weird, but that will get you a lot more watch hours, C Block, because people, for some reason, when it's on the live, it adds up a lot quicker than it does just doing a video. Because you got to think too, a watch hour is like 1 full hour. So like if you only do a 5-minute video, it takes a while to get an hour added up. If people, because it watches how long people are watching, and most people, when you look at your videos, or my videos anyways, they don't watch the full time. So like, I mean, like I could do a 30-minute video and it might only show 8 minutes of view on average. So when you run into that, you've got to try to find ways to boost it up. So like lives help out a bunch on getting the hours up there. That's a big thing that I would try to do if I were you. But like I said, you got to do it from the computer if you don't have the 1,000 subs and the watch hours. Let me go back and see some of the other questions because I've seen some other ones pop up. Did you ever get a fiber laser? Yeah, Eddie, I've had a fiber laser. Fibers, you've got to have I wouldn't say a purpose for it. Fiber lasers, though, like the things that a CO2 works good on, fibers don't. Like for instance, metal fiber lasers will actually cut into metal. CO2 won't. CO2, like you can coat a part and then remove the paint. It will never etch into the metal. You can use Surmark on it and the sprays and all that stuff on stainless, but all that's doing, it's a ceramic coating. And so when you hit it with the CO2, it's heating it up and bonding it, but it's not digging in, it sits on top. So like if you took, and it will be on there so you can't scrape it off, but if you take, like here's a good example because there's a ridge on this pen. If this was, let's say, hit with the Surmark, you can take and you can feel that lip because it's raised, it's not sunken in. I have no calipers here in front of me. My Starrett calipers that I have, I marked them with that and they're raised. The back side, Starrett did, and it sunk in. So fiber is good at that stuff, but fiber's not going to do stuff, the same stuff as CO2 is doing. So if you want a fiber laser, you're going to want to look at the stuff you want to work with. Like if you want to work with pew-pews, yeah, they're great. If you're wanting to mark, like do true marking on like aluminum and all that, like you can do tumblers and recess them in. It will also eat the paint away too, so you can get a better finish. You can also do, if you have I'm trying to think of the name of it, it lets you adjust the frequency that it's at. So if you have that one, you can kind of do colors with it. Like you'll see if you Google color fiber lasers, you will see them, and it only really works on stainless. It doesn't work on aluminum, but you can adjust the frequency it's at and get colors out. So you will see people do, but you're not going to get every color of the spectrum, but you can see people do like some blues, some reds and all that, and come out that way. And so you can do some pretty impressive stuff with it. But the other thing too, if you're wanting to speed, business talk, I don't speak. Eventually I speak yes or no. Eventually I speak yes or no. C Block, are you putting out videos? Eddie Jr. asked C Block, are you putting out some videos? Leonardo, my guy recommended at least 20 CFM chiller and compressor is quite pricey on the single phase. Can get a 3-phase. Leonardo, trying to catch up on everything. Mike says get a screw compressor. Look for a single phase. Who do you recommend? Like if you're going single phase, I mean, I don't know. I'm biased to Quincy because some of the parts we've done. Quincy on your industrial compressors are literally the ones that own some of the first original patents on that stuff. Like Juan and Mike said, I mean, you can get screw compressors. They're going to be more pricey. Compressors are fairly simple though. The screw is going to be a lot more quieter. But the thing is literally put it outside in a little enclosure, metal enclosure, and isolate it so you don't really hear the noise, or turn the radio up a little bit louder. And that's going to kind of take care of that issue. But yeah, I would go with something like that. I mean, like I said, Quincy's aren't that overpriced either though, but I mean, they've got some good warranties on them also. And their parts, they're fairly simple. They're fairly simple, easy to work on and maintenance. If you do have screwing on them, they're not too expensive. So I would go the Quincy route. That's just me, but you could go a cheaper one. You like, let's say like a Husky or something like that. You're going to have some run into the money issue though down the road on that, because it's not going to hold up. You're going to run into a lot more things, but to get your foot in the door, I mean, that will work. Just make sure you run a good enough chiller on that thing, because if not, I mean, it's not as good. Multiple stage are better than a single stage, but like I said, look, kind of go with what your budget can afford. Because like I said, like screw machines are nice. They're going to be quieter, but you're paying for that price. Maintaining it too, it's not something that you're going to generally do with that one. You're going to have to send it off to be maintenance on. So you got to look if long term, like, are you going to want to have to maintenance your own stuff? You're going to send it out. Look up cast in Dallas. Depends on requirements and budget. Yeah, it's just like Mike said. The other thing too, if you can find a cheap enough 3-phase, you can either make a phase converter, a rotary phase converter, which is a motor spinning that generates it. Them are your cheapest ones compared to a static converter. You can go that route. But like I said, that comes down to it's a price thing, like whatever your budget allows you. I mean, it's one of the things, that's one of the items you're better to spend the money there than on other parts. But if your budget don't allow, I mean, you can still get by. You just got to be more careful. And like I said, long term, it might not hold up as long, but look at it that way. Like I said, most people that started never go screw compressors. They're pretty pricey. I mean, they're nice, but the price on a screw compressor, yeah, there's another one, Ingersoll Randall. Like, yeah, Mike just threw one up there. Then Eddie says, I've used Surmark with CO2. Thought I seen someone else. Are you using fiber for cutting or for marking? What I was using it for, Eddie, we were doing pew-pews. And I mean, we were engraving on other metals, but like some of it we were doing deep engraving. So you're literally going to sit there for 15 to 20 minutes on the side of that to get a through pocket. Other ones we were doing just light surface, like kind of serial number engraving. So on that, you're not there long. That would be considered engraving instead of cutting. But we were normally doing stuff like that with it. It's decorative, but we were doing deep stuff like that. I think the JBT Fibers got the... Yeah, JBT makes awesome ones, man. What's that other one that everyone says to get, but it's actually on like the import side is one of the lesser quality. JBTs normally you're going to pay on a fiber laser, you're going to pay close to $1,000 more if you spec that out on the specs from China. It is a better quality laser. It's got a lot more frequency and range with that. The other thing too, some of them like JBT, like don't quote me on it, I don't have it in front of me, but like some will start at like I want to say 20 hertz and go up to like I want to say 80 to 100,000 hertz. That's the JBT. The other ones might only be a preset hertz frequency, or they will have a very small range. So yeah, go like check something like that out. And like I said, it just depends on what you want to work on, Eddie. The downside too is here's the thing also. The difference between CO2 and fiber laser is a CO2 laser. Like you can do multiple passes on something, but what's going to happen? It's going to get a major kerf on it. It's not the same as with the CO2 or a fiber laser. Fiber, you can keep doing pass and it will cut down. It's not going to affect the edge cut. So like we're a good example, 1-inch thick acrylic. You are not going to cut with a 20-watt CO2 laser, no matter what. You're not going to cut an inch through it unless you keep lowering the depth. With a fiber laser, you could cut through the same depth with a 20-watt fiber laser as you can with a 60-watt fiber laser. The difference is how many passes it takes to get through it. That's the difference between the wattage on a CO2 and a fiber. So the fiber, hey, Lily, how's it going? So the fiber on that, you do have that advantage that you really don't need it. Now, the other issue too, though, the bigger lens you go, so like if you go like a 300, was it millimeter by 300 millimeter, which is roughly 10 inches by 10 inches, you're not going to cut on the edge of that at all with like a 20 watt CO2 laser. You're going to need something like a 50 watt to have the power out there because it's throwing that beam a lot further. So that's the only other thing too. Now, if you're cutting, let's say you're only going with like, let's say the 3-inch to 4-inch focal area, which I think it's 150 millimeter. Don't quote me on it. I don't have it in front of me, the millimeter conversion. But if you go with something smaller, then you can go with a lower CO2, or not CO2, but fiber range, and it's going to reach her. So if you're only doing something like this size, yeah, you don't need the 300 by 300 because it's not as strong. So you could do that with the smaller one and cut all the way to the edge. If you're cutting something bigger to the edge, you're going to have to go with higher wattage to get it all the way out there on the diameter. So depending on your biggest diameter that you're working on, it will determine on whether or not what you can do with that. So it's kind of, you've got to look at what you're wanting to work on size-wise. Different ones have different features. Like I said, as you know too, I'm sure you see, you always get rotary attachments, so you can get the rotary access on it. I wouldn't say be careful, but it's a learning curve on your step over, because what happens if you don't set it up right, you will see lines in it. It's just how it is. If you set it up to do smaller, too short of hash marks, it won't be better. It'll actually be worse. So you have to factor that in. The other thing too, though, and that's using a Galvo system, which is 2 mirrors, and they literally pivot. The beam shoots down. You can get a CO2 Galvo, which will do that with the CO2, so you can do a lot more crazy stuff. They're not cheap though. A basic CO2 Galvo, you're looking 5 to 10 grand if it's a system. And there's not many places in the US here that sell them. Your major companies like Universal that don't sell that. And if it was a Universal one, you'd be paying an insane amount because Universal stuff's pretty pricey. Let me try to catch up on some of these other things. Sorry, guys. I get CSA compressor. Hey, Lily. So you're putting the ink in the printer, Lily? Did you get it in yet, or are you still going to haven't done it yet? Leonardo's talking about Northern Tool. And he said, I saw Waldo. I was wondering if you had the fiber for cutting instead of using it using a plasma. Thanks. You answered my question. Yeah, no, I've got plasma to do the other stuff. The CO2 would just, or not CO, sorry, phone's going off everywhere. The fiber laser wouldn't really cut, like if to do jigs. You could do it, but like a good example, this sock jig here, that's over 10 inches. They don't make, they do make fiber lasers that you can run on different setups, but 90% of your fibers are on a Galvo system. A Galvo would never be able to reach that, even with the 30 by 30. You could do a CO2 to do CO2. It's got to have gas, like a 1,000 watt CO2, and then use gas assist, so it would be laser cut. You could do that. Them lasers, you're looking at, I want to say 50 to 60,000. Juan's looked at them. He can tell you the price on it. But a high wattage one where you can cut metal is going to be about 50 to 60,000, and you're still going to be limited on thickness that you can cut. You're not going to be able to go too deep. Plasma is the way to go, or water jet. They do have WASE, W-A-S-E, I believe they're in their shops, or W-A-Z-E. They make a grade water jet. Juan can tell you about that too. He's looked at them. I believe it's a 4x4. So you can kind of come to your own conclusion. Use that one if you want. It's kind of still pricey. I think they're about 10 grand. But it does get your foot in the door to use that process instead of the other. Depending on what you're doing, though, like especially starting out, plasma honestly is too bad. I mean, you're gonna have consumable parts, the tips, and all that stuff, but it's your best bang for buck for the entry level price on cutting thick metal, so, or metal in general. If you're trying to do something thicker than small parts, I guess you'd say. Like if you're doing awards or whatever, yeah, use the, you can do crazy award size with metal all day long. Coins, you can do coins with the fiber laser. If you're trying to do like cutting like the jigs like that, you're gonna need plasma is the easiest way. Is Waldo trying to be Wilson, hiding his face by the fence? Sorry, Mike. Like what it is, it's that other little. There you go, Mike. Now it's not there. I'm not hiding it. Hope that's better. I just wanted everyone to see how big I was, but it's on my anniversary vacation, so I need yes or no on the Waldo was Liberty video before I go. I'm on my anniversary. Well, I've got to see when I'm going to be able to do that, Juan. I'm not in front of the calendar to see where I'm going to be at. Lily says, answer, Juan. Fiber cuts nice, but I have a customer with a fiber laser that is like a 2,000 watt fiber laser. Yeah, now that one, Mike, I mean, that's a different story. That will cut really good. Like I said, when you get into like a fiber laser that's 2,000 watts and all that, you're looking at some very, very pricey stuff, $100,000 range. That is not your first one you're going to pick up off of eBay. Patty was laughing at me because of his Wilson comment. 2K fiber lasers, carbon steel 5/8 stick, and a 1/4 inch stick. Lily, what machine do you have? Patty asked. The neighbor next door. Mike says those 20 lasers are well over 200K. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Mike. I mean, like, there are ways to cut things that's going to give like amazing edges. Like, I mean, yeah, that will give you some great stuff. Like we have a place here. I'm trying to think what their name is. I think it's called Canon or no, Magna. They're both side by side. They make the frames for Ford trucks. It's Canon that does the other ones. But what they do is they laser cut that metal, so they're cutting some pretty thick stuff. So for them to drop 200K is nothing, considering they're building the Ford F-150 chassis. And it's all laser cut, all the holes and all that in there. You're not usually going to find just a job shop that has one of them per se as their first thing anyways. Usually like the job shop near me that some people I know that own it, they've got 2 water jets and they've got, I want to say it's a 5 foot by 10 or 12 foot. They got 2 of them. Them things are through the roof price. They've got a 3-axis one that it's pretty not, or no, they got 4-axis on the one. So they can go in and like have the head do some crazy stuff. It is pretty wicked, but that thing is insane, the value that it costs. But there are things that need to be done with that. Another thing, like diapers literally are cut with water jets. Fig Newton bars, if I'm not mistaken, figs are still cut with water jet as it runs through the machine. I think you can watch on a Food Network. But here's the thing, you don't have to use abrasive with water jet. So you don't have to put the sand in there to actually get it to blast through, because the media is what's doing the abrasive cutting. But you can use just the water force also, because it's whatever it is, it's 60 or 80,000 PSI. So that much force will cut a fig and it won't make your cookie soggy. But yeah, it's kind of, you can do some pretty impressive things with them. Like I said, it just depends on what you're trying to do. I mean, there's always different ways to cut things. Like, for instance, these jigs. You can stamp them out. You can cut them out. You can plasma them out. You can laser them out. Honestly, the quickest way, depending on your jig that you have, would be to literally just stamp them. massive press and just tink, 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 knock these out super quick. Your edge, you'd have a slight burr. Deburr, you're done. When you plasma and you cut on aluminum, you're going to get draw on the back, and you got to knock it off. It's going to take a little while. You can run them through finishing wheels, though. That will help remove them. There's dross on this one still. The other thing you could do, too, is you could get your metal and you could run it through a shear, cut these edges off on a shear so that you're only cutting it to the width of the material. And then you take it to kind of like, what's it called? A finisher or we had a brand, it was called Metal Muncher, but it's just literally it's a ton, or it's a 20-ton, 60-ton press. You put dies in it. And so literally have you a die made with that. You slide it to the stop, cut the radius on the end, and then notch the corners with the corner notchers. That's another way to do them. It just depends on, I want a laser, but to cut through thin wood material for your earrings. Any recommendations? Anyone? I missed the beginning part of the live. You didn't miss much of the live, Lily. I was just sitting there twiddling my thumbs, and I did a donut challenge earlier. I did 2 or 3 donut challenge. But literally, Lily, you can get, here's the thing. Like, these are all cut with a laser. You can do coasters all day long with lasers. Super simple, easy. Make sure the cut is set up correct, or like where I didn't cut it all the way through. Get it off me to focus. It broke through. I was in a rush because these were not made to be coasters when I made them. These were leftovers. We used to make jumbo cupcakes, and so we used to have them on display, and we used to transport them. So we had literally cupcake jigs that held the cupcakes to transport them. So these are just leftovers. Where you guys always joke about me being a pack rat, a lot of stuff. Kept all the blanks. They're useful now. So sometimes by keeping things that you can use them for other things later. But so with that, Lily, you can get away with like one of them little 40, 50 watts. You can get them little 8x11s. And as long as you have the set up correct, you can do that. Now you're going to have to pre-cut the wood before you set it in there, but you can cut the wood. You can do your earrings. You'll do all that, Lily. You don't have much. It's not going to cause much problems with that. Will you get better results and finishes using a bigger one or higher one? The only thing that's going to matter is your motors on it. Like if you got servos or steppers, that's going to come into play on the accuracy of it and the speed. Like a good example, Juan's running stepper motors on his. You'll see the speed on that if you ever watch the video. Goon Life is running servos. That head is flying because it's got a sensor in there, so it's got encoders where it's reading. Servos are going to be 10 times faster than steppers. There's no way around it. They just are because the load, the motors, and all that. But in general, starting out, you don't need that. Like, I mean, you will get, like, for instance, I don't have one in here. If you did like I used to do granite plates and we do photos for funerals, memorial pieces and all that stuff. If you're doing something big, yeah, it's going to take a half hour to an hour. So if you're doing like steppers compared to servos, yeah, it's going to be even longer. So it could be an hour to 2 hours to do that compared to half an hour to an hour. So on that, you would factor your cost in. But like smaller things, you really don't notice it because you're not like these are all contour cuts. So it's just cutting on the outside. So with that, it doesn't matter if you have stepper or servo. It can only cut whatever the wattage of the laser is through that thickness. The speed is not you've got to go slow on these anyways to cut wood. So it doesn't matter if you've got steppers or servos. If you're just doing cuts, it's a wattage thing that determines how quick you can get through it, not a speed thing. If you're doing engraving, that's where the speed comes in. But it also depends on what you're engraving. If you're doing wood, yeah, you're going to run like aluminum. You're going to run almost 100% speed, and then you're going to run maybe, depending what wattage laser, you might run 30 to 40% at best, depending on the wattage. So like I said, and I think Danny's is from Goon Life. I think his is a 20 or 30 watts. So I mean, he's not like they don't run as big. Like, I mean, you can get the universal and epilogues on the bigger ones, but in general, you're not running as big as some of these other ones. But they're running a different laser. They're running a sealed laser. They're running an RF tube laser. It's a whole nother style laser. It lasts long. There's advantages to them. It's a very pricey thing. The startup ramp angle is different on the power, but in general, most people that get like a Chinese laser is going to be a tube laser. So, but yeah, Lily, you can pick them up for like $400 to $500, and it will do what you want to do. It's going to take some practice, and you've got to figure out, make sure you get the right materials. Because where you brought up the earring thing, give me a second and let me see. One second, I got to try to. Because Lily, I've actually done, it's not for me, but I've done earrings before. I did used to have a bunch of them. Let me see if I still got them on here. Got so much stuff on here, it's not funny. What's the starting price of a laser cutter? If you go with like one of them cheap 8.5 by 11 ones, Patty, I mean, I've seen them as low as 300. They're right around 500 though. And like I said, they will get your foot in the door. I mean, it's not the same as some of the others. Like Marnie, she's got a laser. She's running a. I want to say she's not running Universal. Might be a Universal. I can't remember, but it's one to get you started, I guess you'd say. I mean, because here's the thing: if you don't like it, you're not out as much as compared to buying a higher dollar price one. Like if you buy some of the other ones, you're going to be spending multiple thousands. Like here's an example. Like we did some nameplates for their metal. It's hard to focus. For some awards. But they make a lot of the material stuff that you can actually laser into. And most of that stuff being Pam says, I got 100 short order, one color, finalizing the art today. That is awesome, Pam. I'm so happy for you. Let me know how that order goes. What color shirt are you going on? What color ink you have to put down? If you give me 1 second, Lily, I'll find them earrings because I have them in here. I just got we've even done candles. And believe it or not, them candles, it's not done with water slides either. We've actually made candles and put decals on them. There's other ways to put it on there. I mean, I'm sure everyone knows different ways. So here's one of the neon signs. Okay, these were the earrings, Lily, before I put the hoops on them. We did a bunch of geometrical shapes. But them are the earrings I made, just as some random pieces. So you can kind of see. Let me see if I've got them. Here we go. Did some other flower ones and all that too. So like there's one. There's a rose one. Remember some of the piercings I did too. See that ear? I actually pierced all them ear piercings. There's the rose one again. There's another one. Here's another one. And that's all the earrings I've got on there, Lily. I don't know. I thought I did more, but that's the only ones I had photos of on my one website. That was a long computer. That was a long time ago, though. I made them. It's been a while, but yeah, like I said, and you can make them with, like I said, a low watt, fairly cheap, inexpensive laser. Everyone give me and Pam a congratulations, because that's awesome to get that shirt order, Pam. Royal blue with white ink. That's good. Just take your time, print, flash, print, and you should be good, Pam. I have faith in you. I believe in you. You know that. Lily says, I just want to make earrings for the holidays, like ghosts, bats, pumpkins, Christmas, maybe Grinch faces, Santa, and ornaments. Did she just say Satan? No. But no, like that's a great thing to do, Lily. The other thing too, you can buy, like, you can even do the wood, paint it, get thinner wood, coat it, and you can actually sublimate it so you can do the round shapes. The laminate, they sell the material to do that. But like I said, them earrings that I showed you, they were not done with plastic. You can buy the plastic that cuts beautiful. Them were actually made out of records. Do not cut the records. It can and will kill you by breathing them fumes. But yeah, them were just made by records. So we've made some with plastic. They come out a lot nicer. Now that I think about it, let me see if I got some of the ones that we did for the tattoo shop, because they're on here too. Eddie, I was thinking of getting me an own cheapo laser. Thinking people are saying if you get one, get the cheap one that has Aruda controls. I think it's 400. Yeah. Yep. That's the one, Eddie, to go with. Get the one. I can't pronounce that name, but yeah, that's the one to go with. And it will get, because that controller works good and almost everything works off of that one. Works great. It will get you in there. It will get you working good with that stuff. And like I said, you're not out that much if you don't like it. So that's the other plus side. It's not like it's going to break the bank. Here's another thing you can do, Lily. Like I made some other coasters. These are Quote the Raven Nevermore. So it's not going to focus too much in on that. But literally, I painted that whole thing and left it black, and just the black part stayed. Here's the one that was actually the part was lasered on the center. So you can make some coasters too, Lily. You can do the earrings with that. But let me get down through to the other ones. You can actually take, like I took this rock off my road and actually lasered a piece of limestone. Because I got limestone rock on my hill. I'm going to use the chill white that Juan sent me. Okay. I would still probably go print, flash, print. Depending what screen mesh you go. I mean, do a check on it, see how it looks, because you want to make sure you get a nice, decent looking white. But usually on white, I usually do 2 coats. So I've been lucky sometimes, depending on what I'm printing them on color. But yeah, try that. I have a Cricut Air. It's basically Basic model. I don't think it would do those. Yeah, I don't think a Cricut would do the earrings. I could be wrong. I don't. Never tried a Cricut to make one. On that note, I got 3 orders that came in, but I don't have a screen printing setup anymore. Hello, who wants the job? That job. Didn't you? I thought you got all the jobs done, Juan, before they picked it up. I thought you were working on them that night. Did it come in after that? And Lightburn software is the one people want to use with that cheapo laser. Yeah, like you can use Lightburn with the other ones too. There's a few different softwares. Like I said, that's one of the things. It's just find one that you like. They're all pretty much the same. Mike said details one. Patty there, nice, but budget upgrade at the time. I'm going to try to cut that air freshener by hand and sublimate them. I know it's going to be hard. It's not too hard, Lily. Like I actually just cut them with scissors. These basic scissors. If you use a roll cutter, it does good, except I'm not stable with the roll cutter, so it doesn't work. Like you said, now people's told me they've cut it with Cricuts. Put it on that mat and cut them. Image, do you not screen printing? These other ones, Lily, if I can find them, they're pretty interesting earpieces. Here's some other stuff that I've made with lasers. Like I said, you make jewelry boxes, wine holders, purses. I made actual purses that function and open. That was all done with lasers. Here are the earrings I've done. These are actually gauge plugs. Some of these are like and they're matter of fact, they're sitting on my Starrett box. The classic doves that you would do. These are all gauges. I think they were aught gauge or double aught gauge. Some roses. As I think Kokoboa would. And then some anchors. Oh yeah, and then some nautical stars. And then I think, well, there was another set. I don't know if I got them. Yeah, there we go. We did 2 different sets of these ones. We did the actual tattoo shop logo. And that was some really soft wood, so that stuff like burned deep into them. That's the thing too, when you are cutting stuff like that, it's a learning curve. Is because like I said, each wood is going to engrave and burn differently. And that wood that we were using for the gauge plugs that were there, that's exotic woods. And so it's not like when you do a piece of cedar or cherry where you're going to get used to the burn. Once you know the setting for each of the woods, it's fine. But each of them are night and day different, like hardwood this to the other. So it's kind of one of them things. Like on them gauge plugs, they were custom made for the shop. We didn't buy them. We had a woodworker make them for us. So it was like literally one shot. So we ran kind of the same setting. And some of them, you can't see in them photos too good. But the depth on some of them are just way beyond too deep. The other ones are very little. So over time, it's probably going to lose the edge definition on them. Then we were trying to do just a color tone on the ones, and we couldn't even get it to color tone. It just burnt. Like I said, they're all done differently. Like I said, it's kind of, it's a trial and error on different. Like I said, once you start doing them, though, it's simple. You'll figure it out. But it does take a little learning curve to figure out each of the different woods. Like a thing with plywood, good plywood cuts easier than the cheaper plywood, because how the glue is and the voids that are in the plywood, you can sometimes get. None of this has it. I've got some other wood that we cut, and they had like some pretty major voids in it. And so what happens is them voids in that wood, like the glue and all that, it changes how they cut. So you always got to watch that. If I can get a cheapo one now, just want to engrave names for Christmas and cut boards for now till I can flip my money and get a bigger one, then I can cut, and I would. Yeah, you can do that, Lily. Like, honestly, to engrave though, like the ear size that you're going to go for earrings, because you're not going to make earrings that thick. So on that, literally the size that you would go with on one of them smaller would still cut the thickness of wood that you want. I don't think it would be a problem, honestly. Mike says, I ain't doing them for free, Juan. Can use a CNC router instead. You can, Mike, but you can't do them small of gauge ones that we did. There's just no way to get them that deep. It was a lot smaller than a 16th inch line in between them that were actually still standing. And I don't think you got a 16th inch end mill. You could spin it up there. I don't think you'd be able to run it too good. It's mostly woodwork. Now, like doing the other ones, yeah, it'd be perfect. Or to cut the outside out, like what Lily's, if you're doing a contour like Lily wants, yeah, the wood would be great. Use a vacuum fixture to hold it down, so you're good to go. Those are exact size I want to make, Waldo. Yeah, like I said, it's easier to do them, Lily. Like I said, them ones were actually gauge plugs that literally when people's got their ears gauged out, because that's a big thing. And so, like I said, we made them because we had people come in wanting some stuff. So we actually custom made them for them. I don't have 1,000K. And then I never said for free. I said I don't do screen printing. Okay, I don't seem. Okay, don't send me the details. Round 2. Double works. The image is single color, 12-inch back, 4-inch front. I will supply the artwork. I even have the position ready to go. How many prints or how many shirts? 96, 75, 108. What are we guessing numbers? No. Can I get a 10? Can I get a 10? No. Which one is it? We'll provide the shirts, I assume. They'll be shipped here. Maybe he'll drive there. No, we'll provide the shirts. Okay, maybe them are the different prints. He said he had multiple orders to do, Mike. So maybe he's got an order of 96, an order of 75, and an order of 108. Am I right, Juan? 3-shirt order, Waldo. Yeah, there we go. Ding, ding, ding. Lily chimes in, and thanks for the help, Lily. Three jobs, 96. Hey, Juan, let me know what Mike's price is, and I'll beat it by 25 cents. No. I'm just kidding, Mike. Let me know which shirts, then, since that will drive my price. Why would that drive your price if you're just printing them, Mike? Are you worried about them being like a polyester or something like that? All 2 locations or just one? So they're printed on the most generic, simplest shirt to print on. So that should be a little bit easier for you, Mike. Like that's a no-brainer one right there. Waldo, Mike, cannot do this job. How did you do them candles? Patty asked. It's a trade secret, Patty. No, what I actually did is I'm trying to think of the name of that paper. It's not parchment paper. Or it might be. There's a name for it. It's a tracing paper. What's up, Rye? Boo one. Have Rye do them. Oh wait, that was the person on his live that you were asking about doing the shirts, the 600. I figured it out. No. What it is it's like the tracing paper that you get, Pam, that you would do like on tracing papers. It's similar to the same stuff that's in I don't have a shoebox here. I always look around like I have one sitting here, and I'm sure you might think I would with all the stuff I have in here, but I've never had shoes in this room. But it's kind of like tracing paper. I think I bought tracing paper, which is that very thin, and then you cut it, run it through your inkjet printer, and then you put it onto the candle, and you actually heat the candle up, and it soaks it will wick the wax through it and actually hold it and bond it there. And you run your hand down it, and you don't feel it because it's actually wax melts onto it. That's the simplest way to just take a heat gun and literally heat it. It soaks right in. You just keep rolling it, and it will keep pulling it into it. Some of the colors gets blended in because it's a white candle underneath. The other way too, you can do that and just do a quick dip in the wax if you're melting your own and doing your own wax. But the easiest way is literally buy a calendar candle or a canister candle, whatever you pronounce it, the tall ones, because that has a different wax than a normal throw candle that's in like a mason jar per se. So what you do, you put it on there and literally heat it up and just work your way around, and it soaks it right in, holds it, works good, and looks nice. Practice first, so I mean it will take a few seconds to get it right, and then figure out your heat, and then wear something on your hands, and then after you're done, because if you try to do it with your hand, you're gonna get fingerprints in the wax. Go back up and set it like on a little rotary and just spin it so that you don't have them fingerprints in it, and it'll look perfect. What's up, Rye? Rye, my little Asian brother from another mother. Sorry, guys, I got a message this. It's about the horse race tomorrow. Lily, what's up? Actually, I told that I was more Mexican than Filipino. Oh, what's up? Actually, I was told I was more Mexican than Filipino. Wickety whack. Whackety whack, no talking back. I turned down the 600 shirt order. They wanted them by Tuesday. Mexicans do dance the music. If not, no. And I sent Rye a video of him dancing. Sorry, guys. I got to answer my sister on some stuff she was messaging me on. Lily, I just need a cowboy hat and a big belt buckle, and I'm good. Okay, then. Sounds good. Like, belong to Texas Rye. Nova Works. Color image. Did you figure out the price yet? Then he wants to know, Juan, are you paying for the shipping? Are Are you picking them up? Is he going to have to ship them to you? Are you going to give him your shipping account? Man, people. How's Denise been doing? Has anyone talked to Denise lately? Or I know she had a bunch of orders. Has she been getting them done? Or do you want the shirts folded and polybagged also on, or do you want them thrown in there? Do you want them positioned nice and neat? These are all things I need to know, because do you want me to put my packing paper and stuff in it? Do you need a thermal blanket with it? That's coming up from another video, guys. No, I talked to her yesterday. She's doing okay. Poly bags for Juan. That might be too much for him. Do you want the resealable poly bags, or do you want the fold over ones? And stickers added also. Because see, like, I've got a shirt bagger machine. I've got the manual folder, but the other one, you set them on there and they run down, it shoots through the bag and it blows air and they slide down a conveyor. The downside with them bags, they're pretty big, and it's just like the old lunch bags that you have that fold over where it rolls over. So, I mean, it works, but I hate them bags because the shirts are so loose. I would rather have the ones that you actually reseal, like the more translucent poly bags and then the sealable poly bags. But when you use them, you gotta jam them in by hand, or at least the ones that I have. I don't have a cool setup for the smaller ones. I need them sized as well. $6 each. And make sure you add a business card in them too. Yeah, do you want them on the hang tag, like on the shirt collar, or branded on them? Image, you're $1.50 too high. So who's doing them for $1.50 less? What's up, Rooster? Yeah, you got to get that 15% off sticker in that bag too. People eat that stuff up. And don't forget, oh, they're right over here. Throw a thank you and throw some gummies in there too, because people love gummies. You see, like if they're old people and they ain't got their teeth, they can still gum a gummy. They can't eat her payday. That's not good. You can end up in the hospital for that. Juan, stop being a cheapskate. Hey, I thought, didn't Juan quote 600, or not 600, sorry, $6, or was it $5 for the 600 shirts? I know that was 2-color. Don't get me started on them gummies, Waldo. Saw that donut swallow on Instagram. Krispy Kreme was going away 2 donuts to anyone that showed vaccinations. Yeah, I got that, but I've never used it to get my ones that I do my donut challenge. Literally, when I pull up, like when I drive by, if that light's on, the hot and ready, I'm rolling in. So when I seen that, I did that, and I was like, hey, I'll just start my live now, and I was going to do it the whole trip. And then, like, I already ate earlier, though. So, like, I really didn't even want to eat it right then, but I had to because you can't let it hot and ready sit and get cold and stale. And then I got to my, like I said, I stopped by my niece, dropped some stuff off, ate one there or two. Then I got to my end of my road and I'm like, it's getting dark. And I wanted to throw it on Instagram. So then I did that other donut challenge on the Instagram one. And that's what I was joking about earlier, like the crazy thing. Yeah, it's still going. Look, I got more Instagram views and likes on that video than this video right here. So I don't know if that's good or bad. But everyone's liking liking the donut challenge. So I mean, I guess that's good. I can't complain. Now, if Krispy Kreme can just see that, because I don't know how to do all that crazy stuff on Instagram, like the hashtag Krispy Kreme hashtag feed me thing, then yeah, Jesse seen me do the one. He seen me at the gas station. Jesse was one of my only supporters, him and Frankie. I think I had 2 or 3 watching me. Then the house print was on there. They watched me go to town on the donut and get ready to, like, to call 911 if I choked. So nice. Local is good. Some people love working for free. The shirt for Waldo, hot and ready. No. I don't have Google Translate open, so I can't translate that right now, Rooster. Can you post regular 16:9 video on Instagram? I don't know anything about that, Mike. Instagram, I'm like a new kid on there. I normally only post my photos that I take when I'm driving, and I don't like I never made one for any of my shops or anything. I just did it for fun to post the photos. And then I had someone ask me the other day, like, we haven't seen your donut challenge, and I guess I couldn't find it on here. So I was like, I'll do an Instagram. Waldo, make some screen print shirts saying I run for hot and ready. Make them look exactly like the sign. It was TJ yesterday. Saw Juan's little brother, Pepe. Nova Works saw that selling my stuff and called me their service. And their price catch is to get 100 or more shirts. He said, don't lie, Juan. Yeah, you know the crazy thing, Lily? Like, I did a 8K run a year and a half or 2 years ago, right before I snapped my Achilles, my other one. And literally, it's called a turkey run. You run on Thanksgiving. And so at the end of that, they literally gave you Cinnabons. And so literally I made a shirt and said I run for Cinnabons. And literally that was like, I ran back in high school and all that, but I did not train for this 8K. And I was trying to beat my cousin. That thing about killed me. But I got my Cinnabon. But yeah, the other thing too I ran into the issue is with Instagram, like I don't know how to do the longer reels. So I like first when I was trying to get it set up, it was only 15 seconds. And then I found out how to do the 60-second. And I'm like, I don't know if I can get this down and talk after. So I didn't want to say much before because I was like, man, the longer I talk before, the less you might not even see me finish the donut. But I said the talk a little bit before, chugged it down, got it down right around 33, 34 seconds. So I had a few seconds left. But yeah, it's different. Like I said, I'm not used to Instagram. I don't know how to do the loops. I don't know how to do none of that. So it was rough. And then the other thing too, I didn't have no fluids with me. So I was already parched before I did that one. The donut was already warmed up or cooled down. So it didn't get the flex, the crunch, the dissolvingness factors that you need in that. So thank you for everyone that liked that video. I owe the support for Krispy Kreme for keeping me fluffy and gooey inside. And my drink sponsor, Faygo. I like to rock out the Faygo Orange when I'm really doing big blast. Faygo fireworks. This stuff's on fire, dude. This stuff, I got a video, guys, that will come out maybe tomorrow. I recorded it last week. My friend sent me these from Michigan. This stuff, guys, on eBay was literally at one time going $120 a case, 24 of these things, because it was a limited flavor. It tastes like rocket pops. Dude, this stuff, the bomb, the best. You can even taste the wood, like if you chewed on the piece of wood there for a second. It's awesome. Watch the video when it drops. It's pretty good. Lily's laughing at Rooster, so he's probably said something in a language. You're not supposed to be a Google Translate. El Spanish, L-O, El Translate, O. I got that down. Well, normally, too, it would pop up, but Liberty, do you have to leave? Juanito, I was just messing with you. Don't leave, Juanito. Okay, guys, I will see you. Oh, he left. I don't know. Juan left. Sorry. Now I see. He said something in Spanish. Hey, he didn't say don't lie, Juan. So you're going to have to translate all this for me, Lily. You know my Spanish ain't on par. I know El Dono, though. Aqua. Look, Aqua. Don't leave, Juanito. I was just messing with you. Don't kick the cardboard house. Check out Cinnabonholics. Keep an eye out, guys. Liberty Graphics is making some videos at Waldo Shop very soon. Can't even do 5K. Rooster, we're celebrating the 8th anniversary. Yeah, everyone, congratulate Juan for someone staying with him for 8 years. I mean, that's a long time. Like now, if that was like celebrity time, that would be like 40-something years. Graphic design, congratulations. Never got past 6. I traded my wife like in a car. So you had the rental process, Rooster? You just trade them up every so often? Heck, I typically go more than 10 years out of a car, too. That's a long time, he says. I got to make sure I put the names in there. People's going to be like, what did he just say? I'm going to get blamed on what was said. Rooster is a 7-year lease plan. We never completed that time. What it was, the tires got curbed too much, and it just kind of rims and tires didn't look good anymore, and so I kind of got tired of that, and the motor wasn't functioning right, Rooster, so you had to swap it out. Them headlights weren't working good. They weren't coming up and down, and 33 years here. Congratulations, Mike. I'd say that's almost my age, but it's not. But I hope they get repoed at 5 years. that's funny, Rooster. Rooster makes me laugh all the time. No. I believe in long relationships, 31 years strong. My anniversary is the 26th of this month. Congratulations, Pam. That is very good. Tracing paper and regular printer ink. Yep. I just use an inkjet. The ones, there are ways to use laser printers, but it can be tricky because the thing with laser printers actually are particles of wax. So when I did that whole video explaining the printing process of that, that is a waxed base, or not wax, sorry. That is a plastic base on plastic, or when you use lasers. You could get it. The thing too, you got to make sure the paper is kind of dry. Don't use a heavy ink. What I did when I did that also, I took a normal piece of paper and taped that tracing paper to it because the printer just wanted to grab it and yank it. So it took a little practice to get the paper to go through, but it's going to bleed through that paper kind of bad. So you got to do it and let the paper dry, Patty. But yeah, it will do it. I'll try to do a video on it if I still got a normal printer laying around here, because all my other printers anymore that I use, I have laser for my other stuff. And so I got to look and see if I still got a normal printer, because like the one I use for oh my goodness, my mind's running blank, for screen printing, that I converted to all black. So there's no white ink in that. You get a table. I don't know. My sister's done lost, so she's mumbling stuff. No. But headlights starting to drop, trade it in. Yeah. See, Rooster, that's what I was telling you. Tracing paper and regular ink. Does any white pillar candles work? Yeah, all I did was go to Walmart and buy a pillar candle. And then you got to trim your paper, of course, to the length, or the paper won't be, depending on how high you want it to go up and down there. Like, so I went with, like, this ain't one, but I went with like just the tallest pillar candle and just made sure my paper was kind of good enough. Like the other one, I just had wording on it. So it didn't matter that it didn't go to the top and bottom because it blends in. The other one I ran almost to the top, but I cut my paper, and then just make sure you cut it on the seam. And remember, it is going to sink in a little bit. So it's kind of like tumblers. Be careful on the seam. You'll probably run into some seam issues. But yeah, that's all it is, Patty. It's not too hard. It does take practice. I mean, like, I didn't get it perfect on my first one. The other ones, I got it kind of dialed in where it was working good. Does take a little time, though. It's something that, like, I wouldn't want to do 100 of them. But yeah, you can get it to work. I got to jet out for a bit. If I'm back in 10, maybe I'll catch y'all. All right, Rooster, be careful. Lock the cardboard box. You don't want people to steal a lot of stuff in there. But yeah, be careful. Good seeing you, Rooster. It's always great. I got to brush up on my Spanish a little more. You know that. But yeah, it's great having you, Rooster. Got another floor wrap in this morning. Oh, did you, Mike? You're killing them floor wraps, Mike. I would love to be collecting some of that floor wrap money. It's pretty cool, though. I mean, I think that's awesome, though, that you get to do all them floor wraps, and that there's that many places that are, because around here we're still kind of slowed down on that stuff. It's just they're not moving as quick as we'd like because of the other stuff. And then the ones that are opening, I don't know if the wedding people are cheap or whatever, but they're not really doing much of it. I mean, I see it, and the people that are where I've seen like the floor stuff, they're like, the venues are amazing, and they're not calling me. I guess I don't fit their class of quality or people. Tomorrow, a simple 16 by 18 white floor. That's pretty cool, Mike. Only took probably 30 minutes, including prep. That's pretty good. So you make some really good bank on that for 30 minutes. That's the big thing. It all comes down to like the numbers and the times. Because like I said, it kind of You can knock it out that quick and get that kind of money. It's pretty good. But it's like vehicle wraps too. I mean, how it is. You make good money on them. They take a little bit more time than a floor wrap. But it's kind of you're paying for the work that goes into it. Some more detailed cars, it's going to be more. But 1 hour drive to and from. So you got 2 hours. So you almost a 3 hour total on that. That's still not too bad, though. Probably the money you're going to be making off of that. Phone's finally getting charged. No. Sorry, guys. I was just looking at a few different things that popped up. 30 to 40-minute drive. Watch, each way. So it leaves me around. Leave at 8:30. Be back around. That's not too bad at all, then, Mike. That's some pretty good stuff. Eddie says, Liberty Graphics, happy anniversary. I think 8/31. Sorry, guys. Just checking some other stuff. So anyone else got any questions tonight or anything they was wondering about, want to talk about or anything? Or another thing, Patty, you can check to see, Patty B, you can check to see, I don't remember if I ever made the video on that. I know I did it back when I was doing videos. I don't remember if I made a video, but if not, there are some pretty good ones on there that will help you explain it or understand it pretty well. Leonardo says, hey, Waldo, what's up, Leonardo? Laser foam poster boards possible? Yep. I got another photo. Let me see if I still got it. What we did originally, Rooster, what about EPS foam? I've never done that, but I have done the foam boards. Let me see. It's going to be a second because I got to go through all these things to see. Here's probably one of my best shirts I ever made, guys. It's a unicorn shirt, so I know unicorns are big right now. Focus. Oh my goodness. Come on, camera. There we go. That is my unicorn shirt. Unicorn. Sorry, guys. It's a cheesy thing, but that was one of the funny shirts I made back in the day. But let me find the photo. I think I still have it on here. Maybe not. I know we took photos of it, so just give me 1 second. Like where I was talking about the granite earlier, here's like Annabelle Lee. It's Edgar Allan Poe poetry. I literally lasered a 12 by 12 granite stone with the Annabelle Lee Ray or not Raven Edgar Allan Poe thing on it. It's pretty cool looking. Okay, now here's where you ask, Leonardo, here's what we did. Okay, let me make sure I can zoom in. So what I did is we literally cut the foam boards out and glued the records to them so you could actually see that. And then we put the backing into them so that you had a way for it to see it, where if you didn't put it on the wall or if you didn't just hang the clock piece. So that was with the foam boards. So like I said, I did use the foam boards. And like I said, we did it on some. It was when we first started making them things. And then I found that like the foam board, it sucks trying to spray it. Sucks trying to spray the record with the like double adhesive. I found it was easier just to literally, like, here's probably one of them. This is my most sold record ever. Sorry, it's the other lighting. Focus. Beatles Abbey Road Crossing. That was the one I did more than any of the other ones. One of the ones that probably, but like normally what we would do when we sold them for the marble, how many watts do you think? Literally on marble, you don't need many watts. I want to say I was running that thing. I want to say it was like 10 to 15 watts. I mean, I have an 80 watt laser on that one that I ran that on, but I had it turned way, way down because all you're doing really when you're doing that, you're chipping a little small dot of the rock. That's what gives it that white look, because you're not really bleaching it out or anything. So on that, it's just, you're not needing much. You're just needing enough to more or less scratch it and give it a little chip thing off of it. That's all you're really doing. So with that, like I said, look who's back. Back again. Rooster's back. Rooster's back. Oh. Created a monster, but nobody wants to see Rooster no more. But sorry, sidetrack. OCD. Look, a squirrel. Here's one of the more cooler ones. Johnny Cash. But yeah, I didn't use much power on the granite because, like I said, you're just doing the surface. So you don't really need that much. Because the other thing too, even if let's say you only had like a 20 watt one, you can slow it down a bunch and still get it to do it. They'll take a long time. Like that one there, I didn't run it on my servo. I ran on a stepper one. I want to say it took 30 minutes to run that, 30 to 45 minutes. So it's a little time. That's why too, when you're like on a laser, depending what time it was, like I would charge anywhere between $60 to $85 an hour on my laser fees, just because you get a lot of time in that stuff, and then you got a lot of material. So if something ruins, like let's say that stone doesn't come out, you're kind of screwed. Because now you got to run it again. Them little marble tiles, I think they're $10 a piece. So that's super bad, but like now you got $20 tied in it, and then you've got you guys won't believe this, but my daughter's calling 911 on me for not cooking quick enough. Hey, I can understand her point, Pam, because like when I get hungry, man, like if I had someone cooking for me and they didn't get me food quick, I would understand. Like I almost called it on the people when they didn't deliver me my food quick enough, like at the drive-through. So turn that flame up. You just need a Snickers, Waldo. Yeah. I can't believe this. Here's my neon also. That's a better photo of it. Neon is some of the hardest stuff to photograph. It does not come out good. Neon's so hard to take pictures of. Lily. Okay, so I can't put this in my video, but I can air it live. So what I'm going to do is show you this, and then I'll let you see what he says. This is my little great nephew, or great nephew, whatever. It's my niece's kid, so he's my great. Uh, so here he is. You can see him. But this is what he told me earlier. He's like, hey, I want to record something. I want to tell you something. Now, Rooster, you will get a kick out of this. Most other people might not. My husband is talking to them. Oh, they really did show up. That's crazy, Pam. I thought it was like a joke. Okay, so ready to hear this, Lily, what he said? Okay, so here it is.
Guys, hit the button if you think Bobby is the ugly ass bitch.
Did you hear what he just said, Lily? I thought she was joking. That is crazy. Someone needs to go to bed without that meal. No. That is crazy. I'm sorry for that, Pam. But Pam, if you don't have me my food in the next 15 minutes delivered here, because I know you already cooked a meal right now, I'm gonna be calling them back. No. That's one of them life stories though that right now you're upset, but you will remember it later. And you will laugh about it, hopefully. I thought it was just like a joke, like where you said she was gonna, meaning she was joking, gonna call. But that's pretty crazy. Did you hear, Lily, what my great nephew said on there? Which I don't know if anyone even liked it or not, but so so what did she tell them, Pam, that you didn't get her food done, or did you starving her, or what'd she say to get them to show up? Because usually they'll ask what the problem is. Kid serious about mama's cooking. Pam, she was too smart for that. She knows she's hungry. That is crazy. Pam, you should have recorded it. I could have used that. That would have helped my video channel and my views and followers. That would have went way up. I do thank you for sharing that with us, Pam. And Pam, if you need bail money or something does happen, you know my number. Call me. I'll try to bail you out as much as I can. If I don't have enough, we'll do a GoFundMe on here really quick to help Pam get the bail money to help get her out before she has to stay in here and eat their meal. So this is flipping unbelievable. Heck, it's 8 o'clock here in Cali. That's why I took a break. I had some tacos to chew up. See, Rooster, you're talking about food, and Pam didn't get food done in time. She got the cops called on her. That is so crazy, though. I can't believe that. Just like we are trying to create a GoFundMe for Denise's internet bill. Well, here's the thing, Lily. I think the bail is going to be a little bit higher. So we're going to have to really chime together. I've got 8 people on right now. What I'll do is auction something off. We'll give a laser or something out. Now, look. Here you go, Lily. I got all these Chamayo. Is that how you guys say it? The Lucas. We can auction these off, guys. And I keep losing focus on my camera on the color. Pam, I won't let you down, though. If me and Lily got to go out there and shake our money maker, we'll do this to raise that money for you. I ate one, Lily. That stuff's too hot for me. Like, I don't know if you like them, but like, I can't handle that. Like I explained to him that I'm very not Hispanic person. Like, Taco Bell mild sauce is too hot for me. So these things, woo, super, super hot. I ate half of one, and then the Papinos or whatever. These things about killed me. I didn't know what I was eating. Like, I mean, I've ate that fruit thing, but it never tasted like that. That got weird, warm, and kind of got me sick. So, like, I don't know what was in that. Like, I drank that Mexican dirty water all the time, and Juan said that's what's in that, but I don't know. Apparently, the dirty water I got clean was filtered, but that tasted like there was still some in it. That stuff is just crazy. Like, I mean, it's cool, but it's not for me. It's called Chame or Chamoy. Chamoy. Is that, did I get it right? Chamoy? Like boy, but moy. Chamoy. She sounded so much like a child that they probably thought she was 8 or 9. I don't like them. You just a full-on white boy. Yeah, Lily, I'm straight on that. Like Crayola uses me for the whiteness check on food eating. I cannot, I don't like, we got Nashville hot chicken. That's for everyone else, but that hot chicken ain't for me. I stick to, like I said, Taco Bell mild sauce is almost too hot for me. That stuff, burns going in, burns coming out. I'm kind of, I can't handle the heat. Like these things, like I gave one to the little kids, like ate it up. I'm like, heck to the no. That is like, too warm. Like I said, I mean, because I told, like, what's funny, I was like, hey, Vegas, send me some Mexican candy. I just like to try different things. And he sent me like a mango sucker before. It was pretty decent. And then I was like, just whatever you think that might be interesting for me to try. And I just wanted 1 or 2. He sends me a whole pack. I was like, I'd have been happy with 1 because knowing I wouldn't have been able to eat them all. But he sent me all of that. And so yeah, it's no bueno. So what I'm thinking of doing every time I get orders now, and this goes for you, Lily, since you said you like the gummy stuff. I'm just gonna put some of this stuff in there for the thank you things, and hopefully the people, until I'm all out of them all. Hopefully no one, like, they're like, oh, cool, or they're like, what in the world did he just send me? The Papillo will use those to wrap an apple just like a caramel covered apple ones are covered. Man, you ain't wrapping that apple that I eat in that. That would be horrible. Like if you don't want to eat them apples, that's what you could wrap that in. Yeah, you're supposed to put the tomato on your tomato on your whatever. Dang, that don't sound right. Yep, you got it right, Waldo. Miss Pam B is livid. Need to try Jackass corn. I don't know what, like you know, the crazy thing, Leonardo, is like Mom brought me stuff back that I don't even know if it should have been brought back. It was literally like in a pottery bowl, and like it wasn't even like FDA approved food packaging. It was just like like, but some of that was decent. Like he sent me to one, and it wasn't a mango, but it was a fruit and millions of seeds in that thing. The sauce tasted, or it wasn't really sauce. It was like a jelly kind of thing or jam. That part tasted good except for all the seeds, and it was like a taffy thing. Amazing except for the seeds. Like if the seeds would have been out of that stuff would have been great. But these things, and then like Juan did have some, but I'm like, heck no. Like I couldn't eat them. I just let other people eat them. But these are like, no, not for me. Like literally when I got them, I was gonna try them on the air, and then I was like, I tried it right before because I was like, something bad could happen. And literally, if it would have been on the air where I couldn't get up and leave, I probably would have. It would have been a not rated video. Put it that way. I would have been up Chuck Kingdom on this thing because that stuff was bad. Like I had to get fluids in me to get it washed out. There's no seeds in my butt. Yeah, Juan had the leftover stuff than Rooster. No. Yeah, you're supposed to put. So you eat this kind of candy, Rooster? Is I know, like, so you don't eat it either, then. So is it just like it's really kind of just like one of the things that get us white people be like, yeah, suckers, or is it a lot of people really eat this stuff? Because to me, like that mango sucker thing wasn't bad, but like this thing, like, and the mango sucker had like almost like a Tabasco thing over it. I mean, it was kind of a little rough, but these things are beyond rough. They were just like, It was no bueno. And like I said, it wasn't even like the on the Papito, whatever, that thing, it wasn't even like the heat didn't get me. It was a weird, horrible taste that kept getting worse the more I chewed it. It was kind of like something like maybe if you ate the outside, it wouldn't have been bad, but the more you got to that center, it wasn't the center of a Tootsie Pop. Lily, I will be your apple if you will be mine. I do. I go to Tijuana all the time and buy in bulk. Or really do well, really do eat. We really do eat those, Waldo. Man, I just, like I say, I'm glad for you guys. Like I just, and then what got me too, like I guess it because the one it says, I think it says hot on here, so that kind of caught me to begin with. I was like, oh boy, it could be hot. But like I'm looking at it and I'm like, this stuff is just like literally like the fluidness of it. I'm like, this is like Tabasco sauce. And then I seen the heat and I was like, oh, they just put Tabasco sauce in a little squirt bottle. And that was the thing too, trying to get this squirt bottle without like killing you, like, because you do that and it's TKO, man. It's no. This is just. But thank you so much, Vega, for that. I enjoyed the trying of it. I gotta go. Good night. Good night, Patty B. Let me know how it goes on them, Patty, on the candles when you try them. Like I said, check my video, see if I have any on there. If I don't, you could. There are some people that I think's done videos on them. I'm not really sure. I'm sure I'm not the first person that ever done that on a candle. But yeah, try like if that way if you have issues because like even on the getting it to run through the printer, it did take me a few tries. I think I had to tape it to the other piece of paper. So you lose that part of the print, but like and then I think one of them I did get it to go through fine and load it, but the pinch rollers like ripped the edge. So it will take a little trial and error, but let me know how it goes for you. Hey, I do got one other thing, Lily, that these people sent that is not as bad tasting, and it came from Vega's. What do you call them? Not people, but they rented a section in his shop. It's the one that I got the hood cover from. He sent this where he candy painted it. Ciroc. So there are other things that aren't as bad tasting that my Hispanic friends gave me. But yeah, Lily, it was an interesting treat. Hands down the best flavored treat so far. Fago firework. Watch for the video to drop tomorrow, guys. This stuff's the bomb diggity. No doubt. No. I need Rye to drop my beats for me. But yeah, that stuff. I wish Denise was on because she would have been able to testify for that. I haven't seen her on my live in a while. Mountain Dew. Is that what that's good with, Rye? Mountain Dew and Ciroc, green apple. Or not green apple, but apple. Is that your way to handle that one, Rye? See, they did suggest vodka with this. They said it's a nice mellow taste. Adds to it. I don't know. It's this flavor is amazing. If I can get more, I will try to get a case and give some away during a raffle or something. Bleach. Sorry, guys. I got to call it a night. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. Good night, Pam. I'm getting ready to hop off in a few minutes also. Thank you so much, Pam. Thank you for sharing your story. I feel bad. If something does happen, you got my number, Pam. Just give it to the officer, and we will make sure you get out tonight. Hennessy and Coke, that's it. Is that what you're going to have tonight, Rye, when you're DJing, or do you not have that when you DJ at all? Hey, guys, if you're in the area of Rye, let me see if I can still pull it up. I don't think he's still got it up there. So if you guys are in Livermore, California, guys, I can't play the music. So if you guys are in Livermore, I got to speak over the thing. So if you guys are in Livermore, go to the Beer Baron. Right there, guys. Beer Baron tonight. Livermore Bar and Kitchen. Make sure there's nothing else pops up. Check him out, guys. He will be there tonight. Rye Drinks, Costco. Did you share my donut challenge I did on Instagram, Rye? Because I kind of nailed that thing. It was some of my better flow of the donuts. Rye Drinks, Costco Cognac. Well, everyone, I guess we're going to hop off. If you guys in Rye's area, go check him out. You didn't give that video a thumbs up, Rye? I give all your Instagrams. It's good. I've never heard of that. You know it's called Livermore, right? Because you leave there without one and probably a few other parts missing. So it's a bad area where Rye's going. Did I say Livermore? Well, be safe. I guess like Rye's safe. He's a kid. Usually people don't mess with little kids. Oh yeah, Mike's got to get up early and do that thing. Get some rest, Mike. It was great. Thank you guys also, guys, for coming on to live. Thanks for, I can't see if anyone gave a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs whatever. Thanks everyone for joining in the live tonight. Like I said, if you're in Rye's area, Livermore area, go check the beer barn out. I think Barron Barn, whatever. Check it out, guys. He's DJing live. Next week he will be at Club Disney. Boom, boom, boom. Check him out at Club Disney also. No. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry for your bad luck, Pam. I'll be hitting y'all soon. New clothes brands about to drop next week. Can't wait to see it, Rooster. Let me know how it looks. Thank you guys so much for subscribing, following, giving the video a thumbs up. All you guys do in support. Thank you guys so much. We're going to be cutting it out right now. If there's anything anyone needs, let me know. Leave the questions down below, and I'll try to get back to them and answer them if you guys do have any questions. Thank you guys again so much. Like I said, great to have everyone. If you guys need anything off of Amazon, use one of my affiliate links down below. I do get a portion of that. But they don't charge you guys anymore. Thank you guys for all you guys do, contributing and helping. Again, guys, peace. I'm out, guys. Thanks so much, man. Waldo2413. I'm out.